Archangel Michael says, "There is a moment in time when silence is louder than thunder, when your presence alone is enough to shake the unseen forces that plotted against you." Tonight, your name has echoed in the corridors of those who thought they could defeat you. You did nothing, yet they trembled, they froze, and their plans crumbled like dust beneath the weight of destiny. The atmosphere around you has shifted in ways your eyes cannot yet fully see. Whispers that carried your name in doubt have turned into whispers of fear. What was meant to harm you has backfired, leaving those who schemed against you paralyzed by the strength of your spirit. Your name, just your name, has become a sword sharper than steel. The energy around it is now fire that none of them can touch without being burned. This is not by your might alone, but by the unseen shield that has been wrapped around you in secret. Every shadow that tried to follow you has been forced to retreat. Every voice that dared to mock you has fallen silent in confusion. They cannot explain why their courage has turned into fear, but it is because heaven itself has sealed your name with protection. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The enemies who once walked boldly against you now hesitate at every step. Their hands grow weak when they attempt to move against you. Their voices choke when they try to speak lies about you. You did nothing but remain true to your spirit, and that truth alone froze them in their tracks. The power of stillness, the force of divine recognition, made them powerless. They underestimated the weight of your presence. Like statues carved in stone, their plots have no movement left. Their whispers are trapped inside their throats. Their plans are like paper set on fire, turning into ash before they could touch your life. The world cannot understand how you stood still yet conquered all. But the truth is simple: heaven fights in ways no one expects. While you rested, heaven was at war for you. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Archangel Michael says, "They will never forget this night. They will never forget the silence that carried your name and broke their courage in two. Your energy alone has become untouchable. Your destiny is now a blazing wall they cannot cross. The very people who laughed in secret are now restless in their own guilt. They see your name in their dreams. They hear your voice in their fears. You are marked by a light they cannot dim, no matter how much they try. Every step you take is shaking the foundation of their lies. Every breath you breathe carries weight they cannot compete with. Their strength melts away, leaving them exposed. What they thought was weakness in you has been revealed as unshakable strength. What they thought would break you has only elevated you higher. They are frozen, and you are rising. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The night is heavy with the silence of those who once opposed you. Their hearts are trembling without reason, but the reason is hidden in the heavens. It is because your name has been placed in a register they cannot touch. You did nothing, but heaven did everything on your behalf. Angels have stepped into the places you could not. Their swords are drawn, and their wings are spread wide, blocking every arrow meant for you. The tables have turned so quickly that your enemies do not know where to hide. They are stunned, confused, and powerless. They are facing the mirror of their own wrongs, and they cannot bear the reflection. Your silence is louder than their accusations. Your peace is heavier than their schemes. That is why they freeze whenever your name is spoken. Type Amen to get blessing 777. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the silence surrounding your name has become thunder to your enemies. They cannot move forward, they cannot retreat, and they cannot speak your name without trembling. A divine hand has pressed pause on their intentions, and their power has melted away like ice under the sun. You did not lift a sword. You did not raise a hand. Yet your name carries the weight of unshakable authority that forces even the boldest spirits to kneel in silence. The atmosphere bends in your favor. The winds that once blew against you have shifted. They are now carrying your name like a banner, announcing your victory before it has even been seen. Your stillness has become the storm that crushed them. Your calm has become the flood that drowned their schemes. That is why tonight, they cannot move, they are frozen. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The enemies who smiled when you suffered are now losing their strength. They no longer walk with the same pride they once carried. Their shadows cannot stretch beyond the boundary heaven has drawn around you. Every secret plan they whispered has been revealed to the skies. Their schemes are laid bare before heaven, and nothing remains hidden. They are left with trembling hands, unable to touch you. Your name has become untouchable. Every time it is spoken with malice, the sound turns back on them as fire. They cannot even plot in silence anymore, for heaven is listening. What was meant to crush you has now crushed them. What was meant to silence you has silenced them. The energy of your name is now their greatest fear. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, when you did nothing, heaven did everything. You rested, but armies of light marched on your behalf. You waited, but angels tore apart the traps set against you. They thought your silence meant weakness. They thought your stillness meant surrender. But they failed to see that heaven fights for those who wait in faith. Their words have dried up like rivers in drought. Their courage has shattered like glass under pressure. They cannot stand in the presence of your name because it burns their conscience. Your victory is not by force but by divine decree. Your breakthrough was written long before they spoke against you. That is why they are frozen, because heaven has reminded them of their limits. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The night is restless for them, but peaceful for you. They toss in their sleep while you walk in calm. Their eyes see your name even in their dreams, and they cannot escape it. Every path they tried to use against you has collapsed. The doors they wanted to open in your downfall have sealed shut. Their keys no longer fit, their words no longer hold power. You did nothing but hold your ground, and that was enough. Your name has become a wall of fire around you. They cannot step closer without burning their feet. This is not just protection, it is elevation. You are not only safe, but you are being lifted. Their silence is proof of your victory. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Their voices crack whenever they try to mention you. Their tongues feel heavy, their hearts pound, and their breath stumbles. They are not fighting you anymore, they are fighting themselves. Your name is written in light, and it blinds their vision. They cannot see beyond the brightness of your destiny. That is why they stand still, frozen in the shadow of your rising. They once thought they could control your future. But heaven has erased their authority. Now, their hands shake at the thought of touching what belongs to you. The silence around them is not just fear, it is surrender. They have given up, though they will never admit it aloud. Heaven has declared you untouchable. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. Archangel Michael says, their voices collapsed before the sound of your silence. They had every plan in place, every word sharpened like a dagger, yet when your name surfaced, they were undone. You did not need to respond, because your presence was already the answer. Their confidence drained like water leaking through broken vessels. Their legs that once walked boldly in arrogance now stumble without direction. Every step they try to take against you ends in hesitation and fear. The unseen hand of heaven has stopped them mid-motion. Like statues, they stand trapped in their own pride. Your name has bound them, and they cannot move forward. What they thought would be their moment of victory has become their downfall. Your stillness is their defeat, and your silence is their greatest terror. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. The world does not know how powerful you truly are. They cannot comprehend why your name has become a weapon of light. It carries an authority that was placed on you long before you realized it. Their whispers are turning into echoes that betray them. Their intentions, once hidden, are now exposed to the heavens. Every secret they tried to bury has risen to the surface. You did nothing, yet everything shifted in your favor. You stood calm, but storms rose against your enemies. Their power has vanished, leaving only confusion behind. The silence you carry is not empty, it is filled with fire. It is a silence that speaks louder than the noise of their accusations. That is why they froze at your name. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. Their shadows cannot move beyond the boundary of your light. Every time they attempt to advance, they find themselves chained in fear. They see you, but they cannot touch you. Your name has become a shield. It moves before you, above you, and behind you. It blinds those who thought they could follow you into darkness. They once thought you were unprotected, but now they know the truth. You walk under a covering that no hand can pierce. Even their strongest forces dissolve in your presence. You are surrounded by authority that is not of this world. That is why they cannot cross the line heaven has drawn. That is why they remain frozen, staring but unable to strike. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. Archangel Michael says, what you see as silence is actually the roar of heaven moving for you. You did not need to raise your voice because heaven's voice thundered louder. You did not fight, because angels have already won the battle. Their mouths are filled with sand when they try to speak against you. Their hands grow weak before they can write your name in accusation. Their eyes burn with guilt when they dare to look your way. Every curse they spoke has returned to them as judgment. Every weapon they formed has shattered before it reached you. They are trapped in the very nets they wove. And now, frozen by your name, they are learning what true fear feels like. It is not your fear, it is theirs. They are undone, while you are rising. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. They never imagined that your name would hold such power. They mocked it in secret, but now it is written in fire before their eyes. They cannot erase it, they cannot outrun it, they cannot hide from it. You did nothing but stay faithful to the path of light. That was enough. Heaven has amplified your presence until it became unbearable to those who hated you. They are left without a voice. Their tongues betray them, their hearts panic, their strength collapses. They are frozen, and you are free. This is not an accident. This is destiny unfolding in front of them. The truth has risen, and it is unstoppable. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. The silence around your life has become unbearable for those who despised you. They can no longer laugh as they once did, for their own voices betray them. Their spirits are shaken, their hearts pound, and their minds cannot rest. Your name has become the sound of judgment to them. They hear it, and suddenly their hands tremble. They feel it, and suddenly their confidence collapses. You have walked in humility, yet heaven has lifted you to heights unseen. You remained quiet, yet your silence roared louder than their screams. That is why they froze when your name was spoken. Their fear is not of you, but of the authority that surrounds you. They know they cannot fight it, they know they cannot resist it. They are cornered in their own guilt. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Your name is not just a name, it is a shield, it is a flame, it is a banner of victory. Every time it is mentioned, it shakes the ground beneath your enemies. They cannot stand firm, because the earth itself rejects their plans. They tried to build walls against you, but those walls fell on them instead. They tried to dig pits for you, but they slipped into their own traps. Their failures are multiplying, while you are being elevated. The world is watching in silence, wondering how you rise without moving. They do not understand that heaven moves for you when you remain still. You did nothing, but you gained everything. Your destiny is unfolding like a book that no hand can close. Every page shines with light, every word carries weight. No enemy can rewrite what heaven has already written for you. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. Archangel Michael says, the greatest power is not in fighting, but in standing still while heaven fights for you. You did not battle with your strength, yet your enemies are defeated. You did not lift a weapon, yet their weapons are shattered. Their voices are gone. Their pride is broken. They are left with nothing but the haunting sound of your name echoing in their thoughts. The atmosphere shakes whenever your name is mentioned. Even in places you have never been, your presence is felt. You are carried by light into spaces where darkness cannot breathe. Your stillness has become your strength. Your name has become your weapon. That is why they freeze, it is beyond their control. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Those who betrayed you now sit in silence, regretting their choices. They cannot undo what they have done. They cannot repair what they have broken. Their hearts are heavy, their faces pale, their courage vanished. Every thought of you burns them with guilt they cannot escape. They feel trapped in their own actions. But you walk freely, because heaven has unchained you. You are rising, because no hand can hold you down anymore. They are frozen, while you are advancing. This moment is your turning point. What once seemed like defeat has become the sign of your victory. Nothing can stop what is unfolding now. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Their silence is proof of their loss. Their hesitation is proof of your power. Their fear is proof that heaven has chosen you. You carry a name that cannot be erased. You hold a destiny that cannot be denied. You walk under protection that cannot be broken. The very sight of you sends shivers through their bones. They do not even need to see you. Just hearing your name is enough to paralyze them. They are powerless. You did nothing, yet everything was done for you. That is the mystery they cannot understand. That is why they remain frozen. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. The darkness that once gathered around you has now scattered. They wanted to see you fall, but instead they see you standing taller. Their silence is their confession, they cannot win against you. Every path they created to trap you has vanished. The bridges they burned in your name have left them stranded. Their own actions have turned into chains around their feet. Your name has become a mirror that shows them their wrongs. Every time they hear it, they are forced to face their mistakes. That is why they cannot move forward. They are frozen, locked in their own shame. Their strength has turned into weakness, and their plans into dust. You did nothing, yet your presence destroyed them. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. The night is no longer theirs. The silence belongs to you. The victory belongs to you. They thought you were powerless, but heaven proved them wrong. They thought you were forgotten, but your name was remembered above. You are marked with a light they cannot touch. Their voices will not rise again against you. Their strength will not return. Their plans will never find completion. The chains are broken, and the heavens have declared you free. That is why they freeze at the sound of your name, it is no longer theirs to speak. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. Archangel Michael says, every time your name is spoken, a fire is lit in the spirit. That fire does not burn you, it burns those who wished you harm. You are not just protected, you are elevated. You are not just safe, you are chosen. The silence that follows your name is not empty, it is filled with power. It is the sound of their defeat and your victory. It is the sound of heaven making room for you. Their eyes are wide with fear because they see what is rising around you. They see doors opening for you that they cannot close. They see blessings coming that they cannot block. You did nothing but remain true, and that truth alone has frozen them. They cannot undo what heaven has sealed. They cannot stop what has already been released. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. Your destiny is unfolding like the sunrise. It cannot be hidden, it cannot be delayed, and it cannot be stopped. Every shadow is retreating from the light you carry. Their fear grows every day because they cannot understand it. They see your growth, yet they cannot touch it. They feel your strength, yet they cannot match it. Your name now carries weight in realms both seen and unseen. It moves ahead of you like a force. It clears the way, and it blocks the enemy. This is the reason they are frozen. Their silence is not choice, it is divine order. Heaven has commanded them to stop. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. They are learning that your name cannot be mocked. They are realizing that your journey cannot be blocked. They are discovering that your destiny cannot be denied. Their whispers turned into screams of fear in their own hearts. Their courage melted when they tried to rise against you. Their plans dissolved when heaven rose in your defense. You walked in silence, but heaven walked in thunder. You stood still, but heaven moved mountains. You did nothing, but everything was done for you. The truth is clear, you are untouchable. That is why they froze, unable to stand in your presence. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Your name has become a sound they cannot endure. It follows them in their dreams, it chases them in their waking hours. They cannot escape it, no matter how far they try to run. Their hands shake when they attempt to write it. Their voices tremble when they attempt to speak it. Their courage dissolves before it even begins. You remained silent, and yet your silence became louder than thunder. You stood still, and yet your stillness became heavier than mountains. You did nothing, yet they froze under the weight of your presence. This is not by accident. It is a sign that heaven has sealed you with a mark of authority. A mark that no man, no woman, and no enemy can erase. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. They once thought they could control your path. They believed they could shape your story. But your name has become the wall they cannot climb. Every time they try to advance, they are pushed back. Every time they try to speak, their words return empty. Every time they try to act, their strength vanishes. Your enemies are undone without you lifting a finger. They are paralyzed by fear they cannot explain. Their silence is their surrender. This is why they freeze, because they realize the battle has already been lost. They realize that heaven has already spoken for you. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. Archangel Michael says, your name carries a fire that no hand can touch. It burns the lips of those who speak it with hatred. It blinds the eyes of those who look at you with jealousy. The energy around you has shifted into untouchable light. You are walking under a covering so strong that no darkness can pierce it. Every step you take echoes in places you have never been. They are not afraid of your voice, they are afraid of your silence. They are not afraid of your hand, they are afraid of your name. They cannot move because heaven has told them to stop. And so they remain frozen, staring at what they cannot defeat. You did nothing, yet your name has undone them all. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. The silence in their world is heavy. It is the silence of defeat, of fear, of regret. They know they cannot rise again against you. Their words are broken glass in their mouths. Their plans are ashes in their hands. Their courage is dust beneath their feet. But you rise higher every moment. You rise in strength, in peace, in destiny. What they tried to bury has now risen brighter than before. Your name is sealed in the heavens. Your story is untouchable. That is why they freeze whenever it is spoken. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They thought the battle belonged to them. But the truth has been revealed, it never belonged to them. The outcome was written before they began. Their silence is the proof that you have already won. Their fear is the evidence of your authority. Their defeat is the testimony of your strength. You did nothing but remain still, yet heaven moved everything around you. You remained calm, yet heaven roared in your defense. You stayed quiet, yet your name became thunder. That is why they freeze. They know the war is over. Type Amen to get blessing 3434.